Hello, my honey bunches of oats. I miss you guys so much. So what I decided to do was record myself and do a video, okay? So what I'm about to do in this video, I am going to review Punnett Squares. It is really important if you are watching this video. It's because on your mastery quiz, you did not score a 12 or above. So if you scored 12 or below, everybody is watching this video. It's to review to help you to understand. I know that e-learning is new for everyone, so I'm going to do my best to help you best that I can. Okay guys, so the first thing that we're gonna do, Punnett Square review. All of the review problems that I'm doing are from the SpongeBob genetics, okay? Some people took advantage of this and they did this during the at-home learning about 2 weeks ago, whereas the majority of you guys did not. Do better, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and go through some of those. So the first thing that I'm going to go through, so we're gonna have these capital letters, T, T. When you have two capital letters that are the same, this is gonna be known as homozygous. And since it's capital letters, we're gonna have this be homozygous dominant. Okay? Now, we have a capital T and a lowercase t. They're different. Because they're different, this is gonna be known as heterozygous. Okay? Homo is the same. Hetero is different. All right? And our last one, if we have two lowercase t's, homozygous or heterozygous? Homo, because they're the same, so it's going to be homozygous. Now, is this homozygous dominant or recessive? Well, because it's lowercase, it's going to be homozygous recessive. Okay? There are other names for these. If you have two of the same, please know that this is also known as purebred. If you have two that are different, heterozygous, this is known as a hybrid. Make sure you're familiar with this vocab, okay? In the next activity that you're going to be doing for tomorrow's lesson, there is a vocabulary section that goes over all of these terms, so make sure you remember. Okay, guys, so a couple more terms that I want you guys to know. Genotype and phenotype. Genotype are the genetic alleles, okay? So for genotype, you can have your homozygous dominant. You can have your homozygous dominant, your heterozygous, or your homozygous recessive. These are the genotypes, okay? Whereas phenotype, that's the physical appearance. Phenotype, physical, phenotype, physical, physical appearance, okay? So for these traits, T, we'll talk about tall. Phenotype, you can either be tall or you can be short, okay? So since we're talking about this and you know Miss Cousins is a little vertically challenged, okay? What genotype would I have to express the phenotype of short? If tall is dominant and short is recessive. Let's think. Ding, 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 ding. Okay, what is the answer? The answer is going to be short. Recessive, over here, the only one that's recessive is this right here, homozygous recessive, the lowercase letters, okay? Here's a hint for you. Uppercase equals dominant. Pardon my handwriting. Lowercase equals recessive, okay? Uppercase letters, dominant. Lowercase, recessive. And since we're talking about Mendelian genetics, if you have one capital letter, you're going to express the dominant trait. And the dominant trait for the phenotype, that physical appearance, is going to be tall. Miss Cousins is not tall. So I have the recessive trait. Okay, guys? Good. Okay, guys, so now we're going to do an actual Punnett square problem. So the problem is, you have Patrick and Patty, and we're trying to figure out what color their children would be if they have any children. So the two phenotypes that you could have for your body color, right here, what color body will the children have? Will they be pink, dominant, or yellow, recessive, okay? So now we need to, in order to do this, we're gonna use a Punnett square, and we need to have the genotype of our parents. Our parents are Patrick and Patty. Patty, I'm gonna put right here. Patrick, I'm gonna put right here. So, Patty, she has a capital H and a lowercase h. Heterozygous or homozygous? Heterozygous. Now, Patrick, capital H, lowercase h. Heterozygous or homozygous? Heterozygous. So now what we're going to do is we're going to cross. The first person I'm going to start with is Patty. So in this box, I have a capital H located to Patty. Okay? So now I'm going to put an H right here, capital. Patty is, since this is on the same, Patty's capital H is also going to go here. Now, Patty. Patty has a lowercase h, so this lowercase h is going to go in the box, the lower box. Down here, lowercase h is going to go in the lower box. Alrighty? This is Patty. Now we're going to jump to Patrick up top. Capital H, we're going to drop this down. Capital H, drop it down. Please note, I know I put the capital H in the front. When you're doing this, the capital letter, if one is present, always has to be first. It always has to be first, okay? Over here, next to Patrick, we got a lowercase h. Go ahead and drop that lowercase h. Another lowercase h. Go ahead and drop that lowercase h. Awesome. Now we're done with our Punnett square. So now what I'm going to do is grab a few markers. Hang on. Ooh. It was a little hard, guys. All right, so now we're going to go in the boxes and we're going to color if it's going to be pink or yellow. So if we have two capital letters, that means two capital letters. And on our previous board that we looked at, it said that it would be dominant. So two capital letters, dominant. Sorry, guys. My sister's recording me and she's being... My sister's recording me. Sorry, guys. Okay, so two capital letters. Dominant. Dominant is pink. We're going to make this bottom box pink. Now we're going to jump over here. We have a capital letter H and a lowercase h. Heterozygous, but it's still dominant because you have that capital letter. Pink. This matches this one. Pink. So the last box that we have is two lowercase h's. That's going to be yellow, okay? So now let's jump over here. Hang on. This is a lot to do with one hand. Alrighty. So now we have to answer the question about the genotype. The genotypes of the children. So we're looking in our Punnett square to see what genotypes we have. And remember, genotypes are those genes, those alleles. So one genotype we have is a capital H, from this box. Another genotype, capital H, lowercase h, from these two boxes. And last but not least, we have two lowercase h's. That's our genotype. Phenotype, physical appearance, can either be pink or yellow. So let me write that down. Pink, yellow. So now, the last thing in our box, we're looking at this. Pink. How many pink do we see out of 4? 1, 2, 3. 3 out of 4. How many yellows do we see? 1. 1 out of 4. Okay? Change that into a percentage. 3 divided by 4, 75%. 1 divided by 4, 25%. Okay, guys. So, on me. Thank you. So, Guys, I know that it got a little sloppy at the end, but what I really want you guys to focus on is how to do the Punnett square. How to do this part right here, okay? This is what I want you to focus on. But I also want you to remember to get these percentages and know the difference between genotype and phenotype. Now the camera's gonna fly back up to me, so I can tell you guys how much I miss you, and if you need help, let me know. I'm available during my office hours for you to ask any questions. Also, reach out to me in my inbox. I know this is all new and we're learning. Please don't laugh at my video either. It was a trial. All right, I love you guys. Miss you so much. See ya.